Hi, I'm Sam. I'm an old gay trans man with bad teeth, and I love knives. And I'm not here to tell you about the newest, the fastest, the coolest, the wowest. I'm here to queerly share my queer love of knives with you. Oh, and I wrote 2 books, Trunky, Transgender Junkie, and Sugar, a Memoir of Craving. And I'm going to share those knives right now. Bye. Hey, I got the AD 20.5 in full titanium. I got it. What an excellent blade. I got a warning this time, and I immediately sent it off to Way of Knife for their creative license package, in which they guarantee 3 mods. But the mods are entirely up to them. You can suggest one thing. So I said, please no, nothing literal or military. I know that's 2 things, but I'm what? A rebel. Yeah, I had seen their knives with like a compass pattern on it, and I didn't want anything. I love compasses, don't get me wrong, compass people. Don't come for me, compass people. But I wanted something like a pattern or something abstract. I'm hoping they'll do something like the fence pattern they did on my favorite knife, my ZT0220. Kapow! I got a thing or two to show you. But first, let me reminisce for a minute. When I was a kid in the 60s, yes, that's right, the 1960s, we didn't have quite the awareness we do now, so one of the games we played was where we pretended to be indigenous people. This was one of my favorite pastimes. I loved imagining living outdoors or in a long house wearing, breechcloth and beads and stuff and being able to walk in the forest without making a sound or anything hearing my footsteps. This took incredible imagination, by the way, because I was usually with a gang of friends and we were crashing and stomping through the woods behind the school. But the most salient part, the piece that feels emotionally packed, was that I always carried a knife. Of course, we weren't allowed to carry knives. We were 8 years old, but many of us had a Barlow or a Swiss Army knife. I would get a special stick and I would sharpen it on the sidewalk until it had an excellent stabby point. And I would put that between my belt and my belt loops, and it would stick out dangerously. Knives have always appealed to and appeared in my emotional and actual landscape. I did connect that sharpened stick with a kind of magical power. I mean, it certainly didn't have any actual power except to stab me in my gut or my thigh. The knife has always made me feel grounded and safe, and not in an, oh, I can stab you and take you out and be safe, but in a magical kind of spellbound safe. A Jungian safe, maybe. I don't know how this works for cisgendered boys and girls, but for queers and trans folk, we need a lot of magic to get through our days. Days, weeks, years of being misunderstood and or taunted and or bullied means we depend on a number of safety signifiers. As we grow older, this often looks like tattoos and piercings and other self-expressions of bodily autonomy. That has obviously been true for me too, but at the end of the day, it comes back to the knife, the ever-enduring, mystical, magical talisman, the knife. This came in the mail for me, $125 from Caviso. It is the Spyderco Sage, a knife I've been pondering purchasing for a while, but I didn't pull the trigger until I saw this price. I've been trying to find a Spyderco that really fit me, and thus far it hasn't been the Para 3 and it hasn't been the Tenacious, although I love the Tenacious. It's just a little large for me. And it wasn't the Lil Native, which I enjoyed, but it's a 5th pocket knife and I sold it anyway. This knife, however, the Sage, is really nice. It's really comfortable for a medium-ish hand, that's generous, like mine. This particular knife, oh, that was lame, I'm enjoying because A, it's a handsome object. It's very handsome carbon fiber. B, the size is perfect. C, it has a distinct and comfortable grip. The blade shape is nice. It has a kind of spear pointy leaf shape vibe. I'm also loving the compression lock on this one. I haven't always dug the compression lock on other models, but this one is lush. It really is. I was gonna say it just sails home. It's been engineered so perfectly. What I don't love is another Spidey gripe. They're unchamfered finger holes. I imagine it would be a pain in the ass and time consuming to sand the hole a bit, smooth it out. But we all would prefer a smooth hole, wouldn't we? Speaking of smooth holes, I was able to get this. Now, where did I put it? God, I'm so insane. 20 minutes later. This is the TRM Neutron in full titanium, baby. It is a hell of a knife. I have the Neutron 2 in Cobra scales, and I really like it, but it's small and I don't carry it. This is a knife. It has weight, it has length, it has gravitas. Yes, they are the same knife, but there's something about the titanium Neutron that's just a little bigger. It's just slightly bigger around all the edges, and it is the perfect EDC size. It's 20 CV steel, and the scales are so-called 3D contoured titanium lizard skin. And handling this is a dream. I like this pattern so much. It starts out smooth from the bottom, don't we all? And then it gets gnarly in the top. Same. It feels fantastic. The clip is stupid and hard to use. I bent it and one of the screws started to pop out, so I took the damn thing off and I manipulated it and tried to get it to work. After some fiddling, it's okay, but honestly, I typically just throw my knives into my pocket anyway. I rarely use the pocket clip. This is the kind of knife that's only going to get better with age. The action is pretty smooth, and spending some time obsessively opening and closing it is just going to make this fucker sing. I love it. And I love you. So eat your vegetables, take care of yourself, and I'll see you next week. Goodbye.